What does a monthly budget look like in China?
Well, our situation was a little different. We didn't have to pay for our housing. Internet was provided. Food during the week, Monday through Friday, and then some weekends it was also provided. So we really didn't have to spend money on anything unless we absolutely wanted something. So we would go to maybe the market once or twice a week to get drinks for our mini fridge back at the house or the apartment dorm room, really. Um, and then maybe snack food if we wanted it. Every once in a while, we'd go out to eat to like a KFC or a Pizza Hut. Those prices were relatively the same as the U.S. If you went to a Chinese restaurant, you could get a lot of food, a lot of great food for super cheap. We went to a really nice restaurant with one of my co-teachers and her family. So it was her husband, her daughter, me, and my wife, 5 people. We had probably 5 courses, and the bill came to less than $40.
Wow. Okay, so eating out is relatively cheap.
Yeah, depending on like what you want to eat. Like if you go fast food and you want to feel like back at home, you would be paying about the same prices. You go Chinese and you go local, you're going to get a lot of food for cheap.
Okay. Now you said you would buy snack foods. Were snack foods cheap or?
Depending on what you got, like if it was some like a bakery type thing made there, it could be relatively cheap. If you wanted Oreos, you're going to pay a little bit more than usual because it's not a popular treat there.
Okay. What about drinks? Beer, liquor, anything?
Beer at the markets was cheap. You were getting big bottles for maybe $2. You can get an entire like a 6 pack of tall bottles for a relatively cheap cost. If you go to a bar though, you're going to be paying typical prices because the bars that we would frequent would be bars that spoke English, so they catered towards tourists instead of locals. So the prices were obviously bumped up for that.
Okay. How about phone? You said internet was paid for. What about phone?
We bought a phone as soon as we got there, and it was prepaid. We never really used it, so we only paid for it to begin with. I think we spent $100 total between the card and the phone.
Okay. Transportation. What about that?
Transportation. We would we'd get on the bus every once in a while to go in further into town because the school was further out of town. So we would take a bus less than $1 for both of us to go into town. That was into Xinyi, not Beijing. And then we would take the metro from Xinyi to Beijing. And that was maybe a couple bucks. The further you go on the metro there, the more you're going to pay.